Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is your friend Cartman. Today I've got some awesome replays to share with you guys from this last raid weekend. We've got a full raid on deck for you guys, and it is going to be a hog parade. We're going to be using those Hog Raiders to destroy bases, along with a few other army comps. Hopefully it can give you guys some strategies and ideas for your next raid weekend. Let's jump right over here to the clan capital. As you can see, we got 1,459 raid medals last weekend. Only 10 raids completed, only 235 total attacks, so not our best performance there. We did have 301 defensive rewards, so it was nice. We stayed right where we were, champions. Had some pretty good attacks on some of our accounts, and we're going to be jumping down right here to this raid with 18 hits. Let's jump right into it on Golem Quarry, guys. We took this down in 2 hits. And like I said, we're going to be coming in with the Hog Raiders. With the graveyard spells, we got our graveyard spells around the blast bow and around that rocket artillery. At the top side, start bringing in our Hog Raiders, spaced out to stun as many defenses as possible, sprinkling in a few Barbarians to clean up some of these trash buildings, get that deployment zone expanded. I do have one P.E.K.K.A in there to help tank some of these defenses for the Hog Raiders. And you can see right here, guys, we are just methodically placing them in one at a time. We want them to stun as many defenses as possible individually. And we don't want any bombs or splash damage to take out a bunch of our Hog Raiders at once. So that's why we're spreading them all out. These skeletons from the graveyard spell finally get that blast bow down in the upper right-hand side. We have the rocket artillery already down there at 1030, and you can see we are really shredding this base already to start with. We still have Hog Raiders to deploy. Our P.E.K.K.A is still up, and so we have done a great job. We get our last graveyard spell down back here at this back end blast bow rocket artillery area. Probably could have went ahead and placed that just down low on the bottom left-hand corner and finished out that blast bow. But hindsight's always 20/20, I guess. So get our last Hog Raiders in here, take out a few more of these defenses. We're even able to take down this Crusher, which is going to be huge for our second attack, guys. And we are right there, close to 60% on our opener. And anytime you can get 60% on your opener, guys, you are looking good for your second attack. So let's jump right in here to our second attack on this district. Again, we're coming in Hog Raiders. I don't really need any battle rams now, so we're just going to bring in mass hogs, 16 Hog Raiders, one set of minions to help clean up anything we need to, get our graveyard spells down. And I don't really even bother with this blast bow in the bottom left-hand corner. I've got all the skellies up here just to get mass distraction and damage on all of these rocket artilleries and blast bows that are around this district hall. We get everything taken down except for in this upper left-hand quadrant. Just start bringing in as many Hog Raiders from different directions as we can. We're going to stun as many defenses as we can. And once a few of these defenses start going down, guys, they are going to start going down fast. And as you can see, all these buildings start falling instantaneously. Get a couple Hog Raiders to stun the blast bow in the bottom left-hand corner. And there it is, guys, a nice and easy 3-star. Yeah, boy, nothing to it. All right, guys, we're going to jump it over here to Skeleton Park next. Again, we're coming in with the exact same opening army. We've got the Hog Raiders. We've got one P.E.K.K.A to tank. We've got a few battle rams to open up some walls and a few Barbarians to clean up the trash. Right away, we have this rocket artillery on the left-hand side that's exposed. You can just send a simple 1-pack of Hog Raiders, get that taken out easy. The P.E.K.K.A is working on the right-hand side with some of our Hog Raiders to get through this area. And we've got our graveyard spells by that enemy minion hive there in the core of the base. So we're going to get another graveyard spell just to the left of that, provide a little further distraction. And we're just going to continue to bring in these Hog Raiders. You just want to bring them in one at a time. We're getting that deployment zone expanded, Going to bring in some Hog Raiders on the top right-hand side to take out that Super Wizard Tower and get that area cleaned up right there. We've got our P.E.K.K.A. into the core to take down this District Hall and any buildings that are left here. And we still have Hog Raiders to deploy, guys. I mean, we're at 50% already. That's just how strong this attack strategy is. And you can see it is not that complicated. We're just lining up the Hog Raiders with each defense, sending them in, stunning it, getting it taken down. The Graveyard spell is distracting, and this P.E.K.K.A. is going to come behind and just clean up anything left. The P.E.K.K.A. is getting into the core now. And as you can see, guys, we are at 60+% on this opener. I mean, we have devastated this base. This district did not stand a chance. 63% on the opener. I was really happy with that opener. That's really good. All right, guys, let's see how the second attack did. And we came in again with 16 Hog Raiders. I didn't need to open up any more walls. Everything's open on this base. We're going to spread out our graveyard spells around the rocket artillery, that giant cannon, and that minion horde. And we're just going to start spreading out these Hog Raiders, taking everything down one at a time. We want to get this giant cannon stunned as soon as possible. We get it stunned. We're going to stun some of these reflectors. They're kind of a nuisance. Once we start getting that push made, we're going to stun this minion horde. And guys, now it is just an avalanche of hogs and skellies, and this district is done. I mean, these districts are close to 10,000 capital gold, and you can see we are just flying through them using these Hog Raiders. A very easy, simple attack strategy, and yet so strong. We still have hogs to deploy, but we don't need them. Nice and easy. All right, guys, next up we're going to be jumping over to Balloon Lagoon. And again, we are going to be coming in with the Hog Raiders. This time I've switched out the P.E.K.K.A. We've got a few more Barbarians and Battle Rams, and we've got 2 Super Giants to help with some tanking. I'm going to fast forward through this part right here in the beginning. We're just using these barbs to clean out a little bit of this trash here to the right-hand side. So while that Barbarian is working, then we're going to be able to focus on this rocket artillery on the upper right-hand side at like 1 o'clock. So we got some of our Hog Raiders in there, some Battle Rams. We're going to be able to get into that dead zone of that rocket artillery and get it taken out. Take out these air bombs, no problem. Start getting this trash cleaned up. And now we've got our deployment zone clear to this corner at 12 o'clock. And now we're going to place our graveyard spells finally around this rocket artillery, around the district hall to start distracting. We've got Barbarians cleaning up these trash buildings so our deployment zone gets as large as possible. And now we're just going to bring in these Hog Raiders to start stunning these defenses, guys. We want to stun these as quickly as possible. We're going to get down one of our Super Giants so they can provide a little bit of tanking for us as well. Got a couple of hogs working on the top side of that little river area to get those few defenses over there. We've got that first rocket artillery down, and we got our last graveyard I just placed right behind that district hall to provide a little more tanking in there so we can get through everything in this core. And you can see on the backside, there's not a lot left once we get through this core area. So we're just going to continue to bring in our Hog Raiders, get these defenses down. We got Mega Tesla in there. Got a cannon, a few little defenses, nothing major. We got Barbarians still to come in and clean up everything behind. I bring in the Minion Horde right now to take out the District Hall and work on this little barracks. We've got some Barbarians on the left-hand side at the bottom taking out some trash. And I even have a pack of sneaky archers. I don't know what the plan for those were exactly. We're going to bring them in on the left-hand side here in just a second. Take out one of these cannons. And as you can see, another opening attack. 64% here, guys. And when you, 65%. When you get to 65% of your opener, I mean, it's just about how fast you're going to finish this district in two, guys. After that opener, it's hard to mess this up. And so once again, you're going to be coming in with just 16 Hog Raiders. Get in those graveyard spells. And we're going to start bringing in these hogs from every direction. Like I said, we want to stun as many unique individual defenses as possible. The Hog Raiders will go across the water, so we can stun a bunch of these cannons, a bunch of these single infernos like that. The hogs will actually move down to the left-hand side on the ground there, and so we get a nice spread of the Hog Raiders. And when you have 16 packs of Hog Raiders, that is a ton of hogs on these districts. You can see we still have a ton of hogs to deploy, and we were very generous here in putting them down on the map. And we just ran through that base so quickly, guys. A nice and easy 3-star attack using those Hog Raiders. Gotta love it. All right, guys, next up we've got Builder's Workshop. And, of course, I had to sneak in at least one attack with the Super Dragons for your viewing pleasure. We've got a pretty much default base layout here, so it's going to work perfect for these Super Dragons. We get a couple of our battle rams in, open up these walls for that deployment area, get our first graveyard spell down, and now we're going to bring in 3 or 4 of our rocket loons. Now, once those rocket loons take out some of these air targeting defenses, we start spawning some air skeletons, we can bring in that first Super Dragon. Now bring in another rocket loon to start tanking, get our next graveyard spell down to start spawning some air skeletons. As our Super Dragon gets through here to roast through these defenses, and you can see we are already devastating the right-hand side of this base. We're going to bring in those minions now to start working on the left-hand side to clear out these trash buildings. We're going to place our graveyard spell we have left on this top right-hand corner. Start bringing in the rocket loons that we do have left to target these air targeting defenses, especially that rapid rocket in the backside is nice. Get our last, our second Super Dragon down. We're going to roast through everything that's left. Now, while those Super Dragons are going to the core, I'm going to bring in this one on the left-hand side to roast through this Mega Hidden Tesla and Spear Thrower area, and it's going to be able to get some great value chaining through the trash buildings and that giant cannon over there without anything targeting it. And you can see, guys, we are over 50% easily on here. We've gotten some great value with our Super Dragons. Now, we've ran into some air defenses here in these air bombs, so it's going to really hurt our Super Dragons. They're in the core. We do get that air defense down, the soup and the air bombs, and our Super Dragon does a little bit of damage toward that core blast bow, but you can see how everything is really condensed down. We don't have a lot of buildings to get through for our next attack. And once again, guys, we are at 65% on our opener. I mean, it was just a beautiful opening attack here with the Super Dragons. Now we're going to jump into the second attack here, and we're going to start with our graveyard spell around this blast bow. It's our first area of concern, and then this little area down here at 4:30. Now we're going to bring in our rocket loons, start taking out air defenses. We got one Super Dragon to help roast through this blast bow. But other than that, we don't need the Super Dragons really. Down here at 4:30, the rocket loons are enough to take out all those defenses. We're already at 85% here, guys, and we don't even have 2 of our Super Dragons on the field. I'm going to go ahead and place those Super Dragons, one on the left, one on the right. We got tons of tanking, graveyard spell on the remaining defenses in that corner at 6 o'clock, guys. We're going to roast through those, no problem, and that is how it's done. Yeah, boy. All right, guys, next up, we're going to be taking a look at Wizard Valley. Again, this one, we have tweaked the army just a little bit. We have quite a few of these little clan houses to take down, so we've got some barbs working on those on the left and the right-hand side. Get some of our battle rams in here to open up these walls now. And you can see right here, we've gotten 2 graveyard spells here with 1 heal. The heal spell works really good on Wizard Valley. I did bring in a Skelly Barrel. This did not work out at all. That was supposed to help get to that single Inferno, which it did not. But that's okay. The skeletons came over to the right-hand side to help our P.E.K.K.A out a little bit. So we're going to spread out our Hog Raiders, get them in here and stun these defenses. We're going to get our heal down in the core where we have some splash damage in there. We have those raid carts doing some damage, so I want those hogs to be healed up in there. We got hogs on the left-hand side doing a little work, taking out these defenses there. And I've got a graveyard spell placed on this single Inferno that unfortunately is going to roast our P.E.K.K.A, but those the skeletons will be able to generate there and take out that single Inferno, luckily. Over 50%, not as much as I'd hoped to really get out of this opening attack. Did seem a little sloppy, but I'm not going to complain too much when you can get to 55% on an attack. So we're going to come in again, and we're going to lead this time with a Barbarian and a P.E.K.K.A in this heal, because we want to take out these raid carts, because they're just a nuisance to your Hog Raiders. So we're going to let them do their thing there in the core, take out these raid carts, get our graveyard spells down, start bringing in our Hog Raiders to stun as many defenses as we can with that glide ability. P.E.K.K.A is going to be healed up pretty nicely to keep moving through things in the core as well. We've got another Skelly Barrel coming in to help tank some of these defenses on the backside. We got another graveyard spell back there along with the heal. We're going to stun these giant cannons, guys, and it is done. It is a overwhelming, really relaxed 2-hit triple here on Wizard Valley. Still some troops to deploy, but once again, we can just swag those troops. All right, guys, next up, we've got Dragon Cliffs. And yes, I did fail on this to take it down in 2 hits. And watching the replay is, it is painful because it should have been a 2-hit. It was just poorly executed. I'm not sure what I was doing there, but sometimes that happens. So we're going to speed it up because we're just running super archers right here. We got 20 or so super archers. We're going to use them to take out as many of these buildings. We got a ton of battle rams to open up these walls. And our goal is to get where we can place that rage right in front of this blast bow. And we want to snipe out the super dragon post on the left-hand side once we're able to place this rage down. We don't want that dragon reigning free until we're ready to place that rage. And then we've gotten 4 zaps that are going to take out these level 1 super dragon posts on the right and the top side there at 1030. So you can see we've got now those super dragons roaming free around the base, and we're going to start bringing in our super archers into this raged area. Just be patient. You know, you don't want to lose super or sneaky archers without getting any value there, so you just have to go really slow, one at a time. We got the blast bow down. Now we're going to start getting down some of these super dragons, and you want to take out as many of the super dragons as possible. When I'm doing this attack, I'm trying to take them out as quickly as possible, try to get them as many down in this first attack as possible, so at our second attack we just don't have to deal with them. Now we have 3 zaps to zap out the super dragon post, and I do it right away. That ultimately I think cost me the 2-hit triple right here. I should have waited and kept that super dragon pinned up there, because you can see my problem. I've gotten these dragons are kind of not now in that raged area, especially the one I just zapped the post of. And so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get these super dragons back into this rage so I can take them down. And this first super dragon's weak, so I'm just going to sacrifice some hogs, hope these sneaky archers can take it down, which they do. Now at this point, I probably should have just went ahead and deployed my Hog Raiders far away from this super dragon as possible, one at a time to get value. But I continue to hold out. I keep trying to lure this super dragon down to this raged area, which there's not a lot of buildings by the rage, so all my troops keep wandering away from it, which makes it just a little awkward to get these sneaky archers on it. Now we're going to eventually get this super dragon taken out, but I think it was super highly inefficient right here. And I think if I would have kept him up there on that post, we could have taken out pretty much the core of the base, then zapped him, lured him away, and then finished everything off. But that's just not what I did. That's just not what was going through my head at the time. But as you can see here, we still almost have enough power. These Hog Raiders are so strong, so we're going to continue to place them around the base. We're going to get several of them coming in here to stun this single Inferno and get through this super Wizard Tower. But you can see we just have limited troops left, especially on cleanup. And we are just going to be running out of time, guys. We just do not have enough troops on the base. We just need a little more time. And we could have completed this. And I was so disappointed to come up that close, but yet that far away. So it all sucks to come in here on one of your attacks and clean up something that has 400 capital gold available. So we're going to bring all lightning, zap everything out as quickly as possible, make sure we don't lose any troops, and get that max bonus. All right, guys, next up we've got a really nice attack on Barbarian Camp, and we're going to be coming in with a little different army this time. We're going to be coming in with a zap flying fortress army. So it's going to take 5 zaps in this upper right-hand corner to zap out these air defenses and spear throwers. And we use 2 zaps on this cluster of air defenses here in the bottom left-hand side. It took 5 in the top because those were actually level 4 air defenses, and our lightning are not max right now, so it did take me 5 zaps to get those down. Now we're going to bring in a rocket loon, some minions, start cleaning out a little bit of trash, and get our flying fortress on the base. And now we're just going to continue to bring in rocket loons periodically. We want to try to target as many of these air targeting defenses, just provide some tanking for our flying fortress so we get as much value as possible out of it. And we've already zapped out quite a few of the air defenses in that upper quadrant as well. And you can see right here, guys, we are getting great value with our flying fortress, and we are taking out a lot of air defenses. Now we've got another rocket loon here, so we're going to bring it in, continue to tank for this flying fortress. We're trying to get as many of these rocket loons in right here because there are quite a few defenses now moving in. Our flying fortress is very weak. It's going to have just enough juice to get through this mega hidden Tesla, but this air defense will finish it off. And you can see, I mean, the opener is 37%. Not those big numbers that we've seen before, but Barbarian Camp is quite a bit more difficult, I would say, of a district to take down in 2. So you're not going to get usually 65% of this thing down on your first attack. I mean, you could, but that would be pretty epic. Now we're going to come in. We got 3 lightning to take down this cluster of the air defenses right here on the bottom left. And now we've got 2 graveyard spells to use. I'm going to place a minion horde on this top right-hand side. You can see there's nothing to target those minions. We're going to be able to get huge value there. We're going to bring in 3 packs of rocket loons on each of these air defenses in the core, and now bring in our flying fortress. And you can see there's not another air defense left after our lightnings and our opener and those 3 rocket loons. We've been able to come in there and take down everything that could target air. So our minions are free to reign right now. Our flying fortress is going to move up to take out this ground defense right here, and then it's going to move up to the top. So we're going to place our graveyard spell up there and bring in our rocket loons to start tanking for this flying fortress before anything can target it. And you can see we still have some minions in the core, which are going to be key right here to continue to take down these super giants and just clean up a bunch of these trash buildings. We get our last graveyard spell down on this remaining rocket artillery. And now we're just going to let this flying fortress work. We've got 1 more rocket loon, so I'm going to be patient. I want to bring that in to try to take down one of these defenses real close to this rocket artillery to help out our flying fortress. Once we get the multi-cannon down, now I can bring in that rocket loon to help. And we do have 1 battle ram left. We're just going to deploy it to go toward the core, maybe start taking down a few things before those super giants destroy our barbs. But it doesn't matter really, because our flying fortress is close to full health, guys, and it is going to take care of the rest of this district without any problem. It has a beautiful 2-hit triple on Barbarian Camp. I really like the rocket loons and the combination with the Flying Fortress on Barbarian Camp, especially if you in combination with the lightning. You can see right there how beautifully we set up those attacks. All right, guys, we have finally made it to the Capitol Peak that we took down in 3 attacks. So let's jump right into it, guys. On this opener, it's going to be really simple. It's going to be mainly battle ramps to open up these walls. We're going to start bringing in sneaky archers, start taking out a bunch of these defenses. I'm going to speed through this because sneaky archers are notoriously boring. I get a rage spell down early. There's not a lot of huge defenses there, but there are a lot of hit points in this area. We want to power through this area as quickly as possible with these sneaky archers. Got a couple mortars in there, a couple of our super wizard towers, so quite a few hit points really. Now once we get this rapid rockets down the left-hand side, we're going to place our minion horde down there on the left. So it can go deal with this super giant post, and there's nothing down there that's going to target those minions. Now we're going to get our rage here into the core of the base so we can start bringing in more of those sneaky archers to take out and target this single inferno. We're going to get down this mega hidden Tesla as well. And really, we just want to take down all these defenses in the core as possible. We've got the giant cannon we want to get down. I'm going to place 1 set of sneaky archers here, and by this giant cannon, you'll just see how many bombs go off. There are 3 bombs right there. Luckily, he only lost 1 pack of the sneaky archers, so we're able to go in there and get that giant cannon down without losing too many troops. Opener of 26%. Pretty good just for how we've been able to position our troops for our next attack because we have easy access to the core. Now, you could have tried a super wizard bomb or something in here, but I really feel like the sneaky archers are just so easy to use. I mean, it's hard to fail with those in there when there's that many defenses. So we're just going to rage them up. A rage on the left and the right hand side to go to both of these blast bows, take down the rocket artillery as well. And we're just going to be patient, just bringing in these sneaky archers one at a time, trying not to get them to target the Capitol Peak really. I want to focus right now on the rocket artillery and that blast bow if possible. Get the rocket artillery down. Start working over here toward this blast bow. And it's really nice that this super dragon is just far enough away with that post that it doesn't really interfere with our sneaky archers. We're able to get some really nice value. We've got some minions working on the right-hand side as well, taking out a few defenses, a bunch of trash. And now we're going to concentrate what is left on the core. We get the Capitol Peak taken down. We've got some more minions on the top right-hand side, just cleaning out some clan houses, cleaning out a little trash for our next attack. But you can see we've already gutted the majority of the key defenses. We do have that super dragon that is going to be annoying for our last hit, but really that's the biggest obstacle we have left. So we're going to open up with a few more of the sneaky archers, get a rage down. We want to take down this rocket artillery. And I really want to get to this single inferno. We just have to be patient here. The pathing is a little wonky. My sneaky archers are kind of wanting to go a little bit of everywhere. And at this point, I was really unsure of where to kind of place all these sneaky archers. I kind of had a generic plan here, but I didn't know exactly. It wasn't super clean here. I keep spamming down these sneaky archers, getting just a little bit of value here and there. But we're just going to let this thing develop just a little bit more, take down a few more defenses. And ultimately, the goal here, we've got the 4 lightning. That's going to zap out this super dragon post. And then once we get this super dragon post zapped out, then we will place the giant in the bottom corner on the right-hand side as far away as possible and let that super dragon head over there toward the giant. There you can see we've got it zapped out. I'm going to place the giant right here. I'm going to speed it up because this is a very slow sequence here of 2 forces trying to meet each other. I bring in a set of sneaky archers to try to take down the Super Dragon. They almost get it taken down by the time it gets there. So I go ahead and bring in my Inferno Dragon to finish off that Super Dragon. And now I want to protect this Inferno Dragon because it's able to finish off that raid cart on the back side of this base without any problems in case my hogs die out. So we're going to use the hogs to actually come in here. We're going to stun as many of these air defenses as possible and start running through those before they can target our Inferno Dragon. And that actually works out very well. We have quite a few hogs still up. We're going to target this bomb tower on the bottom side. And you can see right here, guys, it is just a matter of cleanup. Nothing can hurt that Inferno Dragon, and it is a done deal. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed this full raid where you can see how we've attacked a bunch of different districts and strategies. Until next time, clash on, my friends.